The Caitlin Clark effect continues. It is really remarkable what has happened since Clark's rise at Iowa, right? She plays in that national championship game against South Carolina. More than 18 million people watched that game. It was the most watched non-football game, sporting event of 2024. And then, of course, she goes into the WNBA. The league absolutely explodes and thrives. And the beauty of it is that rising tide did lift all boats as other WNBA ratings went up. And now we continue to see big ratings in the college game. So Caitlin Clark was the catalyst, but the women's basketball wave continues to rise. And we've seen it, of course, where you've got the people watching the WNBA finals. You've got people watching the big marquee showdowns on the NCAA women's side. And then, of course, you've got lots of people watching Caitlin Clark, which was the case again when Iowa just upset USC. Now, Caitlin Clark was not playing in that game, but I think it stands to reason. One can say without, risking assuming too much, that more people were tuned into that game because of Caitlin Clark's jersey retirement. And according to the Sports Media Watch, 1.1 million people, or nearly 1.1 million, was the average, watched that game. Iowa, no offense, is not like, on the map as some sort of juggernaut right now. But Clark getting her jersey retired, a significant deal. They might as well put the ratings up in the rafters as well. And it was a great game. I mean, a great game, and Iowa wins it. The energy in the building was awesome. Obviously, Juju came into town. USC was very respectful, hanging around after the game. I've talked about that. But it makes it the second most watched women's basketball game, college basketball game on the year. Number one remains the USC game. Again, Juju involved in that one, versus UConn. That being the much hyped game between Beckers and Watkins, which also featured an NFL lead-in, which helps. But a huge, impressive number for that. And there's been a bunch of college games that have done big audiences. UConn and Notre Dame, LSU and South Carolina, a bunch of them. UConn and Tennessee the other day. A lot of women's basketball interest, which is tremendous, which shows you that this isn't waning or going away, right? Like that things have changed completely. And Clark was the catalyst, but now you've got so many other active participants in this growth of the game. But it was worth noting, considering how much hype and pomp and circumstance was around Clark getting her jersey retired by Iowa. Clearly deserved. Some other little ratings tidbits, because I saw it in the same article. I know people were interested in Unrivaled. Unrivaled through the first 3 weeks is averaging 185,000 viewers on TNT and True TV. And last Monday, they did 196,000, which was up 18% from the week before. So while none of those numbers are, blowing anybody's doors off or anything like that, I think it's got to be a positive for them to see growth from week to week at this point in the season. But obviously the growth came with Caitlin Clark and has now continued.